Hey guys, welcome back to Women's Rules. I feel like it's been so long. I feel so happy to be back in this chair.
I know, honestly, I am so excited. When I picked up this morning, I literally sang the whole way there. I was literally like, I cannot wait. I need to chat to everybody. I'm so ready. I've never been more ready.
Me too, and I feel like this week's episode is so magical.
Oh, 100%. It's been a long time coming, I think, for this episode, and it's something we're really excited to bring to you.
Yes. We won't make you wait any longer. Today is about the power of intuition and learning how to trust your gut. And I think that's something that both of us are so passionate about, and we have practiced. I think it's fair to say we've practiced how to trust our gut, because it's not something you can just always have. You can kind of practice for it.
Would you say that it kind of started off your self-development journey?
Yeah.
I would say that it's the first thing that I thought about when I started to do self-development was my gut feeling, my gut intuition, whether it's feeling that something isn't right, or which we'll dive deep into all this in a wee second, but whether it's thinking something isn't right or you have a feeling that you're destined for more, that's what spurred off my self-development journey, is my gut.
100%. And I feel like I've always had that burning desire inside me telling me no, don't do this, do this. And it's really the kind of key, I use my brain, but a lot of the time I do use my gut as my ultimatum, to be honest.
100%, me too.
Just to kick off the podcast, I'd like to say a quote from Oprah Winfrey, who said, "Trust your instincts, intuition doesn't lie."
No, it really doesn't lie. And I think I almost everyone laughs at me because I first say I'm psychic, right? But it's not. It's my gut is. I will lead with my gut. I mean, my gut, I've got such a good relationship. Maybe not when it comes to food in the IBS area, right? But my gut for guiding me through life, we've got a really good relationship. If it could just help me in other ways, that would also be great. But I mean, can't have everything. But yeah, my gut really does help guide me, and that's so true. I think if you have a feeling, there's things that's happened to me before in my life and it's crazy. My friends literally say how do you know that? And I'm like, I just know.
Yeah.
I just know.
Yeah.
I've built this relationship. If I'll say to one of my friends I think that's going to happen, and she'll be like, nah, there's no way that could happen because this has only happened recently, so that wouldn't make the other thing happen. And I'm like, it's going to happen.
Trust.
And it does.
Yeah.
It always happens.
I think it's, as I've said before, I do work as a dental nurse in my daytime job, and there's a lot of magical things that happen because the dentist I work with, she's so about the universe, and so she trusts her intuition, and day to day we'll say things and it will just happen. And it's just, it could be to do with patience, it could be to do with something little just, and we'll have a little jar that we pick out quotes from, and it always aligns. Always aligns.
Totally.
Roxy Nafusi had said, "I realized that my intuition was my most honest guide." So as you said earlier, I think when you are hit with something unexpected in life, your body kind of doesn't know how to, you maybe don't know how to address it, but your gut always does.
Yeah.
It will always know. If, say with family or friends, if something has happened and you don't quite know if it's a nice situation or a bad situation, your gut knows straight away how you should handle things and how you should feel about it. But it might just take your brain a while to adjust, because sometimes I think your gut does go with what's right, and I think your brain tries to, sometimes you don't want to believe it.
Totally agree with you. Totally. And it upsets me sometimes when I get a wee gut feeling about something and I'm like, oh, I'm raging because I know my gut's right, but my head's saying it shouldn't be. And it always does turn out to be right. And sometimes it's always going to be for the best, right? But sometimes it could be something so silly as your gut's telling you that person's going to fuck you over, and you're like, fuck, shit, I keep saying it.
Right, guys, I have to put the little explicit language icon on this. We're very passionate about this
Sorry,
episode.
I don't normally swear. My mum would be dying at me. My mum, I'm not a swearer, me. Neither I am. But yeah, sometimes I think, oh, that person's gonna muck me about, and my head's like, nah, it'll be fine. But my gut's like, it's gonna happen, and I always get so gutted when it happens because I know it's gonna happen and I don't fight it.
Yeah.
But it is, it's annoying, but it's at least you've got this great relationship with your gut, and it doesn't come as a shock. Nothing comes as a shock to me anymore. Nothing
Yeah.
at all.
It does kind of feel, and as like Roxy Nafousi had said, it kind of feels like her compass. And I feel like that's so true. Like I've really, I feel like I am really in tune with my intuition at the moment, but I really do use it as a force kind of to be reckoned with, because it just knows, like, it's the brain's way of telling you, like, it already knows how you should handle the situation even if you don't. It's such a special topic for me. I just think it's such a beautiful thing to be able to trust yourself and trust your inner voice. And I think that does take a certain confidence, would you say?
Yeah, it definitely does take like the confidence to lead with your gut, because like I think a lot of us in like society don't want to believe things, and we want to just kind of bury our head in the sand and stuff. And but I do think like gut feelings are so real and so raw, and like sometimes you can be proven wrong, but I personally think like 99% of the time, your gut's right.
Yeah, it's just believing in your internal system that's telling you what to do. But it's knowing when to trust it.
But it's just one of those ones where sometimes we do sit with these feelings, and cause my gut is so like potent with like how it guides me, that it's reminding me every day, and it's almost a bit of a sinking heart feeling.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't want to poke the bear with things, and I think if you do, sometimes it comes a wee bit sooner, and maybe sometimes you need to be a bit selfish as well and think, I don't want to make that thing come to light because it might affect me emotionally, financially, spiritually. So you just leave it, and then you'll deal with it when it happens. You don't want to bring yourself any pressure, but then it's toying with the feeling of, I know it's coming.
Yeah.
No. Then you also don't want to manifest it into
I know, it's kind of knowing if it's like if your gut is telling you a calm reaction or kind of just an anxious reaction, and it's learning how to kind of pick out of the two. So Roxy Nafousi had also said, it's not about feeling 10 out of 10 all the time, it's about knowing how to navigate the moments when you don't feel it and still showing up anyway. And I think, like you say, with your situation, and yeah, I've definitely felt my intuition more recently, but I think that is true. You know how I was saying earlier, like sometimes you think, how do I know how to react like this? Like, how do I know I'm making the right decision? It's because your body has already made the mind up for you, and it's just believing that. And I think, there can be doubt with sometimes the options that you have to make, but just by showing up, you kind of, and trusting that process, it's just, it will make sense, it will align. But and also true confidence comes from within. It's about self-trust. It's the quiet voice that says, I'll handle it even when you don't exactly know how. And that's like, I feel like that's your moment right now, and I've felt like that the past few weeks. And it's just having the confidence in yourself to let time do its thing as well.
Time is huge for me. Time is like such a healer, and I know it's so cliche to say that, but like time honestly like changes everything. Like, and see, one day, right, it really is as simple as you will wake up and you will be over it. Like, it's crazy. Like the amount of times that I've sat with myself and I'm like, why? Like you feel a certain way, and then just like one day you just wake up and you're so over it. So cautious that I've got a hard nipple. Because it's so bad sometimes.
Mine are like that too.
Honestly, like,
my innie one as well. Like, see if it's innie and it's been innie like in the cold, and then it comes out. It's like,
I know I'm so para, but I think it's fine. It's a normal thing for us women.
I know it's not gonna. I know it can kind of sound a little bit witchy when you talk about intuition. So it's just kind of going across how to strengthen your gut instinct. And I think one thing you're very passionate about, you've said before, is journaling, and just because I think you find confidence in the words that you're writing down and believe in, because it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
So, by journaling, you're understanding how you're actually feeling. And I think even if that means if you're doing it kind of once a day, for even 2 minutes, you set a timer and just write how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And you can go back and study what your mind's thinking, what your body's telling you, and learn from there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it's like if you don't have a relationship with your gut just now, it's like doing these type of things to build one. It, like you say, it can sound witchy, but naturally, like your gut is like an organ of like you and your body, and how that works. And I think like it's all connected through energy as well.
Yep.
So like journaling, meditating, really like deep mindfulness meditation, and it's not sitting being like or anything like that.
No.
It's genuinely just like imagining your gut, imagine it light up, imagine it guiding you, like just sitting with yourself like in solitude and thinking like, right, I've got to see if you've got a situation that you're kind of confused on, and just sitting and meditating and what you want to come out of the situation, like manifesting that through your gut. And I feel like you would feel so strongly towards a decision after that practice.
Absolutely. I think that's something I've definitely done more recently, is just kind of take myself away from maybe like a louder noise, a louder presence, and just being able to kind of reflect on everything that's happened, and just to be able to find a pathway that I can walk through and think. And I know this sounds just crazy, but I feel that confident with my own gut that I like to take the time out and just, as you said, like use it as a light and as a driving force. And I think maybe sometimes that can come across a different way to other people, but I think when I'm not always super secure in myself, but I think I'm secure enough in myself, mentally. So I do feel like I'm secure in myself in that way, which maybe sometimes could come across other ways to other people. But I also feel like I'm lucky enough to have people around me that understands that I don't always take in other people's opinions, and it's not to be rude, but I just know myself internally so well that I know that's not true. And that can come in day-to-day lives when you're faced with other challenges. And I think I'm very lucky to have, great friends that realize that energy in me, and great family, even though they live down south, like they just have such an amazing energy network that I'm able to kind of trust in, and they help support my feelings and how I feel and how my gut is feeling. And someone like yourself is you're just who is in with their intuition, and you're able to see things a bit more clearly, I think.
Yeah, I think like for me, it's a bit of like a conflicting one, because like I do really trust my gut and I've got a great relationship with it, but my confidence and maybe like I'm a bit of like a I like to ask everybody's opinions. I don't know what, I've always been like that. Almost a wee bit still people pleaser mentality. So like I ask everyone's opinions. Not that I take it on, because my mum always says, I'll tell you, but you'll not listen. Like, or my friends will say, "Well, Rachel's going to do what Rachel wants to do anyway." Even though I ask them. It's like a pure running theme, and I do it. I want to do it anyway. So, but and I would also say like, don't take advice or opinions of somebody that you wouldn't trade places with.
That is something that lives rent free in my head.
Same.
I think like that. I mean, did you just come up with that, or?
No, I've heard that all the time. Like,
Yeah,
I hear it in like interviews all the
yeah,
time, and I think it maybe like Afnan Loveros that maybe spoke about it, and it is so true. It's like not to say that other people's opinions should be
no,
discarded if you don't think you wouldn't trade places with them, but see if like you're talking to someone and it's like maybe from a negative light. So say the person's maybe not where you want to be, and you're talking about I'm going to make a financial decision, and then, oh, I wouldn't do that, and it's like, oh right, how come? And it's like, see if they were in, they took the risk, and it maybe they had facts to back up
yes,
why it wouldn't work. I'd take the advice, but if they're sitting in debt, I'm not really going to take somebody's advice
no.
financially who's in debt, you know.
And that again could look a certain way
Mhm.
from someone out there. It's going to think, oh, but that's just it's
I think it's about common sense, to be honest.
it's common sense.
Mhm.
Like you just wouldn't.
Mhm.
It's like saying you wouldn't go to a plumber to, you know, get your lashes done. Do you know
No,
what I mean? People, I think sometimes people just don't like to see a shimmering light in someone.
they don't.
And
So bad.
I've so
It is. It's awful. It's actually awful. Honestly, right, I don't hold any jealousy for
Mhm.
MD. Like
No.
I'm envious of people that are successful, and I would
Yeah.
love to learn from them and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, but see if I ever feel a bit of jealousy or envy towards anybody, then split second later, I reflect like,
Mhm.
and I look back. Like I could be like sitting thinking like this is for talking today. I could be looking at you and thinking you're like absolutely like beautiful today, right? And because you do, and then like, and naturally as humans we get that wee bit of like, oh, that makes me feel slightly insecure for a split second, but then like because I've done so much work on myself, I can
Mhm.
appreciate that. Whereas some
Yeah.
people haven't done the work yet, so then they're like stick to that feeling. They're like, why is she like this? Why is she so effortlessly beautiful? I'm not this, and it's like, well, see if you did that inner work to make yourself beautiful and you're keeping you happy in yourself, you would
Yeah.
appreciate others, and then in turn, life would be a better place. The world would be a better
Like,
place, and everyone would get
do
on.
do I have to bring back up the moustache and what I've been through?
I actually was like shaving my razor the other night, and I thought to myself, I can't believe I've outed us on that podcast.
And that's the thing. It's like, we've said this before. I think both of us, but we've both done the work. We've read books. We've watched and listened to podcasts, and it's enabled us to be able to look at people and understand people in a different light.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Not that we're saying we're
I,
saints or
I,
anything, but I totally
no,
like. I think
no.
we do have like we have to give ourselves credit for the work that we've done, and that is why we can lead with the way we lead. And if you can't meet us where we're at, then cool. We're not going to judge you for it. We're
No,
not going to look down our nose at you.
no.
And a big quote that like, sorry guys, like we might cut this bit out because I just had a meltdown there. Just because I feel so passionate about it, and I love jazz so much, and I love what we've got going on, and I know, like I know, and like I don't really care if anybody thinks like, oh, no bother, you must absolutely love yourself. I know I'm a good person, and I know I've got good intentions,
Exactly.
and like I can tell when somebody doesn't have good intentions
Yeah.
for me.
You know, like as you said about that comment towards me, which is so kind. Thank you so much. I also think people could easily look at you and think, oh, she has it all. She has a great, successful business. She's doing this, she's doing that, she's going these places, she's going. Yes, but have you seen behind the
I
scenes?
know, I know,
Have you seen behind the scenes?
I know.
And it's like, just if people could just take a step back, but they won't, because people are people and public are the public, and they're going to think how they think.
Yeah, everyone wants
But
to see.
if they could just think for a second, like, it's not all that it seems. Like, they don't see the hard work that you put in every hour of the day, like as soon as you wake up and to when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, you're constant.
Yeah.
And that it's with so many things. And like, people don't see that. They just see the surface level stuff. Look at what I'm doing. Look, I've done this and I've done that. Like, they don't get to see. But then,
like, yeah, and it's like they're probably not even worth like seeing. But a big quote that I really stick by is like, see when people like, this is how like I say it to all my friends, everyone in my life, and it absolutely makes me like so upset like saying it, because it's like, see when people are like, I hate this, or I hate her, or I hate him. Hate is such a strong
Yes.
feeling. You just can't hate anybody, or you
Mm.
can't hate anything. Like, you can strongly dislike things, and you can be upset at what people have done to you. But see, seeing you hate someone, it
Mhm.
costs you more to
Yeah.
hate someone than
Yeah.
it does for that person to feel the hate. And like,
Absolutely.
I always say, like, when people like we'll talk bad about people, and they'll be like, oh, no bother this, no bother that, and it's like, I say it all the time, it's like, am I intimidating, or are you just intimidated by me? Like,
Mhm.
see people who come for you, like, and I'm not saying that people can't be nasty and horrible, because they can, right?
Yeah.
But see us who know that we, like, don't get me wrong, everyone, I've been nasty before, I've been horrible before,
Yeah.
but that's not
Yeah.
how I would approach situations now.
No.
But it's like, I know in my heart of hearts, if somebody said to me, you're this, you're that, it's actually projection, and it's actually how they feel. If I know that I've not done anything, like, in my gut and my intuition is telling me, like, you are so right in this situation,
Mhm.
like, that person is just projecting. But I've done so much work to be able to like assess situations, to be like, you know, and I'll also hold my hands up when I'm wrong. I totally will. Like,
100%.
I
Me
totally
too.
will.
Me too. And I think that's the beauty of also, you know, because your gut can tell you one thing and it can also tell you another. And sometimes it can say,
Oh, I
I,
always get so upset. I'm just so emotional. I think so. I feel so strongly about women's roles, and like what we want to do and what we want to bring to you guys, and how we want. Like, we're just so passionate about it. And
I also feel like I never want someone to feel like how maybe we have felt in certain
mhm.
situations, because that makes me really sad.
Yeah,
Like,
it's that feeling of like, I speak about it with like a couple of other friends that I've been friends with for years, and we are so similar. It's like you almost feel not sorry for yourself, because we don't like that victim mentality, but you just think, like, I always draw the short straw, but like, actually sometimes I love drawing the short straw, because I'm like, I know I can make something out of it.
yeah,
Feel like we've discussed it, like, we feel like people always get us wrong.
yeah.
They always judge us
I'm
based on, like, but do you know what it always is? It's judged on based on where they're at and how they feel. We're just around the wrong type of people, and as we've grown recently, since we've met each other,
Yeah,
we feel like we align with so many other people, and we feel better.
yeah,
But when I think back to a year ago, like, my situation and like where I was at in life, like, no wonder I felt so out of place, because I was,
yeah.
and no wonder I
No,
feel so in place just now, because I am.
I yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it's so magical what we have, and as I say, to be able to help at least one person, it
Hmm.
just, it's just like a backup guide, just to let you know that you're doing your best, and that's
Hmm.
really what anyone can ever
Yeah.
do. And I think to myself some days when life gives me lemons, I think I'm really just trying.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
get up and I just try every single day. But not everyone will always have that outlook. And also, it's to not expect other people to be like how, I am, or how
Yeah.
we are. Like,
Yeah.
learning to realize to just kind of take a deep breath and
Hmm.
step back and just think, maybe, they're not seeing it this way.
Hmm.
That's fine if they're
Yeah.
not, because I can't waste any more energy on
Trying to help
something or
someone that doesn't want to.
someone
Yeah.
that doesn't want to
Oh
be
my god.
helped, because
Yeah.
you can't.
No, I've had so many situations where, like, I feel like I'm such a healer, and I like to help people and stuff. And then, like, I'll talk to people, and I'm like, oh, they're such like in victim like mentality just now.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize now, like, I keep the chat like about the weather, because I'm
Yeah.
like, there's nothing I can do or say to help you. You need to help yourself. And I think, like, everyone, like, when kind of coaching style and stuff like that, and obviously something that we're going to get into,
Yeah.
you have the answers. I don't have the answers. I can get the answers out of you, and I can help guide you.
Mm-hmm.
But see, until you face yourself front on, and be like, who am I? What do I want? How
Mm-hmm.
do I want it? We can guide you,
Yeah.
but we can't give you the
You're gonna need
answers.
to want it
Mhm.
before.
Mhm. And there'll be dips along the way, because I've been there,
Yeah.
but
I've loved this episode. I feel like this episode has been like a big hug.
It actually has. We've been on many tangents. I've cried, just as usual, always blinking crying. I just am so. It's all happy. Like, do you know? By the way, right? I've had one sad cry this year. One.
If I keep looking over here, it's because I have my phone at the back of Rachel's phone to make sure we're still recording.
Yeah,
so if
we're
I'm
always
just
running out of storage.
If like Rachel's been crying mid podcast, and I'm just like, that's what I've been doing. Sorry.
I just like, yeah, I've had one sad cry this year, and yeah, it's like that's such an achievement for me, and I'm so proud of myself. Every other tear, which has been often, has just been full of gratitude and like purpose and happiness.
I've had quite an ugly cry this year.
Yeah, but never, it won't happen again.
It won't happen again.
It won't happen. Mine
Only
won't happen again
tears.
either.
Yeah, only happy tears from now on.
Yeah,
so
only.
But thank you guys for listening. We love our intuition chats.
I'm actually going to cry again because I'm like, this is the closing. Why am I like this today? I'm not even on my period or anything. Like, this is us closing off the episode, and we're going to have to talk about what we've got coming in like next year and all that. It's just going to be crazy. It's like actually going to be bad. She's probably thinking, what have you took? Well, I've actually obviously been microdosing on the mushrooms, isn't I? So I think it might be that.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, like everything we've got coming, like it's just I feel so passionate about it, and it's so powerful. And I'm really sorry, guys. I'll keep my emotions to myself next time.
I just have some food for thought before we.
I just heard food out. I'm starving. As usual.
I'd like to say, this week, notice one decision where you can listen to your gut before overthinking, then reflect on what happens. Perfect. I would like every single one of you to do that this week. And please let us know.
Messages,
Please, yeah. I want to hear your story. I want to hear what your gut was telling you, and if you went for it, if you didn't, why didn't you?
Yeah.
Your intuition knows what your head hasn't yet figured out, so please trust it and learn to nurture it and take care of it, because it's your internal system, that's your light that leads you to places that you may never imagine that you would be in.
Woo! Love that. So that was us for today, guys, and we'll see you next one.
Bye.